This is the SF Productions Podcast Network.
Will we get through the season-ending cliffhangers? Stay tuned.
From the Pop Culture Bunker, I'm Mindy.
And I'm Mark. You can check out our audio podcast, How I Got My Wife to Read Comics, on iTunes or on our website, sfpodcastnetwork.com. So, the season finales have just completed. We're actually taping this on Memorial Day.
Right, we just finished watching a couple of them.
Right.
On the old TiVo.
Yeah. So, we're just going to cover the shows we watch. This is not an exhaustive list, because we're not going to watch shows that we normally don't watch for this.
Yes. Spoilerific.
Yes, absolutely spoilerific. Turn off this episode if you're not caught up on one of your favorite shows.
Or one of our favorite
shows, for that matter.
We should say what shows, but
right.
No, we're not gonna.
No.
So, if you watch, you take your chances.
Right. So we're starting with Arrow. So I've really enjoyed this series.
And it's been renewed.
Right.
So we're gonna watch it again.
Right. So the Glades, the bad part of town, is mostly wiped out via this earthquake machine.
Yes.
And Tommy, one of the characters, is killed during the earthquake.
Yeah. Now, I think that it was kind of surprising that the earthquake actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of surprised that they didn't stop it.
That they would actually just stop at the last second, but...
Right.
Which they certainly gave the impression, it's like, oh, now we're safe. Oh, there's another machine. Oh, no.
Yes.
So there's that. Big Bang Theory.
No cliffhanger.
No cliffhanger, really.
Not really, no.
We heard teasers that, oh, Leonard's going to go somewhere on this scientific team, and it's going to break up him and Penny.
But they didn't break up.
No, he's going on the thing, and the summer's going to occur, and then he'll be back probably, there may be one episode where he's still there, and then...
They teased, and I'm saying that not like a teaser, but like they were teasing us that Penny and Raj might get together at the end. But that didn't happen.
No, because what did happen is now Raj can talk to women without booze.
Because he broke up with his girlfriend.
Right.
So, yeah. Uh-huh.
So that, to me, was the bigger event than Leonard
I still
leaving.
don't think it was practical that he didn't talk to women, because at work it would have been a terrible problem and he would never have been able to keep a job.
And at some point they needed to get rid of that bit.
They needed to get rid of it a long time ago,
Yeah.
so it's about time they did. So then we talk about Bones, which is the show I watch and Mark doesn't.
Right.
Now, I love Bones, but I did not watch the season finale. And I will not. There were like 2 or 3 episodes I didn't watch this season, and they were all with this storyline with this serial killer Pellant, or whatever his name is. And I just object to that whole storyline, and so I'm not watching any episodes where he's involved.
Okay.
So there.
No info on that.
I do know what happened. I'm just not going to watch it.
Right.
Okay. That's all.
Okay. Meanwhile, Castle.
Oh, Castle. That's also my show, not
Right.
yours.
Yeah.
I love Castle. Nathan. My honey. Sorry, Mark.
Yeah.
Ever since he was on One Life to Live,
Mm-hmm.
I've just loved him to death.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Castle proposes to Beckett, and, we're left with another cliffhanger. Is she going to go to work in Washington? Is she going to marry Beckett, or is she going to marry Castle? Well, quite frankly, I don't see why a famous writer could not relocate to Washington, D.C. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right, Community. So Jeff can finally graduate. He has the credits in order to graduate.
And it's a community college. What the heck is it, a 4-year thing? And it clearly shows on his diploma associate degree when he needed a bachelor's degree in order to get his law license back.
But then the alternates from the darkest timeline arrive. Now, if you're not watching Community, you have no idea what that means. But if you do, you definitely know what that means.
And you should watch it. You should go back and watch it.
And then our study group managed to take them out. And Jeff decides he's not going to graduate, but then he does graduate, but he'll be back. Because
As will the show.
Yeah, it was unclear. In fact, I'm shocked that it came back for another season.
Yes. We'll see when it actually starts.
Right. But a show that didn't make it, unfortunately, to the next season is Happy Endings, the final episode.
Mark loved that show. I liked it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so
it was really way too quirky.
Yeah, and the last episode was just general wackiness, not really a closer to the series at all.
Yes, the final episode, they introduce a brand new character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. behave.
I think they were convinced they were going to get another season, which I think
or go to another network.
Yeah, there was a lot. There
Yeah.
was talk that USA Network is going to pick it up, but they have picked up a bunch of sitcoms, but they're all original ones from what I've seen. How I Met Your Mother. Well, we meet the mother, but we don't know very much about her. And, and we're going to find out next season.
Which, again, is kind of surprising that they get another season.
And that's going to be the last season. They've said that's it. But the last season will now take place during Robin and Barney's wedding weekend. The entire
season
is just during that weekend. I think that's incredibly restricting for an entire season of a show.
Well, that show, though, is very much known for flashbacks and flash forwards.
Yeah.
So I would imagine there's going to be a lot of that.
Right. The Mindy Project.
That's my show.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So she decides to go on this religious mission with her boyfriend after first chickening out.
I loved her haircut. She cut her hair off to go to Haiti.
Right.
And I loved her short hair, although a lot of people mistook her for a boy.
And so now we'll see in the fall whether that actually happened or not.
Well, I don't think it probably did.
No.
Because if she was in Haiti, it wouldn't be much of a sitcom.
No. All right. Modern Family. Generally, there's not any real cliffhangers on this show. They just have some decision is made, it seems like, at the end of each season.
Well, a decision is made, or something like last year it was Gloria was having the baby instead of Mitchell and Cam adopting.
Right. But Mitchell decides he wants to go back to the courtroom.
Yes.
And because he gets into this very dramatic mode where he's down in Florida and and he turns into this kind of southern lawyer and very dramatic. And
I kind of don't really understand what the big deal about that is, but I mean, it's just a matter of changing your job, isn't it?
Right. And he's an attorney. He's being an attorney. He's just not a courtroom attorney right now.
Right.
New Girl. Nick and Jess almost break up, but then don't.
Mm-hmm.
And Cece almost gets married, but then doesn't. And no one expected the marriage to actually happen.
Yeah, no. Why would she get married?
Right. To a guy who, he wasn't into it, she wasn't into it.
Yeah. Do you think they've toned down Jess in that show and she's not as quirky as she used to be?
I think so.
I read an article that suggested that, and that maybe they're trying to appeal to more people by making her less wacky.
Yeah. All right, The Office. The
last episode.
Final
the very
episode.
last episode.
So the documentary that they've been shooting this whole time, it's been broadcast 1 year earlier. We've now jumped a year.
And they're doing a follow-up, sort of, for DVD extras.
Right. And at the DVD panel with the people from Dunder Mifflin, Aaron's birth parents show up, who are Ed Begley Jr. and Joan Cusack, and I assume they've never been seen before?
No, they've never been
I didn't
seen.
think so.
She's been looking on and off for her parents. For a while, they thought that her mom might be one of the other people at the office.
Right.
And,
So, Dwight and Angela are married.
Well, they get married during this episode.
Yeah. After the Guten pranks from Jim.
Yes, Guten Pranken.
Guten Pranken. And Michael returns as the best man, and they really didn't overuse him.
No, I thought it was a very nice use of Stephen Carell.
And then Jim and Pam move to Austin, and Dwight fires them so they can get severance pay.
I really liked this last episode of this show. I thought they did a really good job wrapping up all the storylines and giving everybody a little bit of something. They brought back Kelly and Ryan, who run off and desert a baby.
Yeah.
I thought it was very good with all the characters. I mean, it really was fan driven. I think this is what the fans who have been watching The Office wanted to see. Everybody's storylines pretty much wrapped up.
Right. Parks and Rec. So
that was on a while ago.
Yeah, it was. We learned that all the people whom Leslie has wronged by, in most cases at least, doing the right thing.
Yes.
Trying
to make small pots instead of child size.
Yeah. Have all ganged up on her in order to get her impeached, and that's going to drive next year's storyline.
Yes.
Scandal.
Another one of my shows that I really, really love. Soap opera-y to no end, but shocker. Ooh, it was a big shocker. Very last scene. You think everything's wrapped up, and then you find out that Olivia's dad is the head bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
And, you're left wondering, did he set her up? Is he the one who released her name that she was having an affair with the president, Or is he trying to protect her? What's going on? So we're in for a whole nother season. There were a lot of other shockers in that, too. A couple
And that show really pivoted, it seems like. I mean, I haven't watched it, but based on the ads, it was first about, handling scandals in Washington, and it pivoted into major soap opera territory.
It was handling scandals in Washington with sort of this backdrop of she had an affair with the president.
Right.
While he was running for office.
Yeah.
And I think it's another one of these shows that got so deep into the mythology involved. And their mythology is, they rigged the election, and now there's this mysterious group, and they're really getting into the mythology in a soap opera-y kind of way. Again, I kind of think I might like it better when it's a scandal of the week kind of thing. But they're doing okay,
All right, Smash. So
which we just watched this morning,
yeah,
so it's fresh in our minds.
It was on last night.
Yes, we watched Smash.
Yes. We're one of the 4 people left who was watching Smash, apparently. So NBC really put a stake in this show. Not that it didn't deserve it. It really went downhill. They put the finale on the Sunday of Memorial Day weekend up against a Liberace documentary, or not documentary, but a docudrama on HBO, a NASCAR race, and of course Arrested Development just came out on Netflix. Huge amount of competition. Apparently, I saw the numbers this morning. It was like 0.5 or something. It's like very poor.
They should have put it on up against the Tonys.
Yeah. So generally, what happens is that the nominations for the Tonys come out, and this completely non-realistic Tony Awards occurs.
No Neil Patrick Harris at all. Yeah. No Neil Patrick Harris.
And just things that occur during the thing are like, okay, that wouldn't have happened, and that wouldn't have happened.
It was really dumb.
The big show wins the big award, and if you've ever watched one of the Tony Awards, you'll see that normally like 500 producers come up on stage.
Well, yeah, because everybody who gave money generally has a producer credit. So.
And that which didn't happen here.
Yeah.
People are changing musical numbers during this nationally broadcast television show.
The seat fillers were not there.
Yeah. They tried to kind of tie up things, but, it was always a very messy show. So.
Yeah.
All right. Also wanted to talk about Dancing with the Stars. Now, we put predictions in when the series, or this season first started. And we
didn't do well overall.
You did far better than I.
You were right that Zendaya was going to be pretty close to the top.
Right.
We were wrong completely on Kelly Pickler.
Right.
Winning.
We had both said like much lower in the numbers, but you pretty much hit certain people. You hit Victor Ortiz. You hit Zendaya. You hit Winona Judd. You were one off on D.L. Hughley, Jacoby Jones.
I did
Sean
predict
Lowe.
that Ingo would go farther than you did, and that was right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, much farther. So no question, you won that one. So.
I win everything.
And the last point to note here is that Dancing with the Stars goes to a Monday-only show next season. They're not going to do the separate results show, which was...
And when that's announced, we'll predict.
Yeah.
Ha!
Yeah.
And in the meantime, you can check out our audio podcast, How I Got My Wife to Read Comics, on iTunes or on our website, sfpodcastnetwork.com. From the Pop Culture Bunker, I'm Mindy.
And I'm Mark. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye-bye.